So it kind of, to say anybody's ready, I think we're all, even the older guys are putting in the extra work right now to really become game ready. So I don't want to say anybody in particular, because we all have to continue to work our craft.
Everyone's talking about Pat being the leader up front, but I mean, you've been here around here too. What type of role do you see yourself being?
I mean, this is first and foremost, this is Pat's offensive line. I don't ever want there to be a question of oh, this is Billy. No, this is Pat's. My job is to, as he is out, to step up and take that role when I'm playing, center, since he's out, or whatever the position may be, to take that leadership and be the older guy. Pat, this is Pat, and we're excited to get Pat back and ready to rock and roll.
Is it your line next year?
We'll deal with that when the time comes. Is he coming? Is he coming back?
We're starting that already.
I saw somebody do an article. I think it was Ozone. It was like the particular words that JT Barrett used. I'm like, come on, people, really? Like,
Never too early.
Never too early to start the stipulation.
So if you put a question mark at the end of a headline, you can say anything.
Literally.
Yeah.
I'm learning a lot of things in my business ethics courses that I can actually use and manipulate, and it's great.
Yeah. Glad you're reading.
Always 11 Warriors. My boys are 11 Warriors.
How can this line be as good as last year when you lost the guys you lost? Like, don't you have to be a little bit worse, at least at the beginning of the year?
I mean, it's growing pains, as anything as it was in 2014 when all those guys left. So I think we could be just as good, we could be better. And I think it all comes down to the player, and if they want it, and as a collective unit, to make sure that we continue to push and strive for excellence, as we do in the offensive line.
You're going to be a 3-year starter now. How has your game improved? You were a starter of the national championship team that started last year. How has your game improved the most, Billy?
My pass sets. Everybody likes to dog me for my pass sets. So pass sets was a huge project for me during spring and up till now. And right now, with Coach Stud, we changed one thing, worked on a little bit of technique here, and things have been drastically different. And it's definitely helped me as a player, and both my confidence as a player too. So I go out there and assess the rusher and et cetera.
When you say people have dogged you, do you mean like your coaches or media or fans or
everybody has an opinion, so you just got to make sure that you continue to work on. I continue to work on it. So on game day we'll see it.
So what do you do to work on that?
Drills.
Like you're out here
with Coach Stud and different drills that we work on
by yourself, and you're moving your feet and getting in your pass set.
Individually and in practice. We always test things as playing offensive line. Sometimes you have to try new things. You have to experiment. Hey, if I shoot this hand instead of this hand, what kind of result will I get? So that's what we've been really playing with. A couple things. We found a couple solutions that actually work. Things have been a lot better.
So I know we've talked before. Other people have talked to you about the fact that you're like the strongest guy on the team. Is there ever a thing? Has it ever happened in your career, especially since you played as a young guy, that maybe you let your strength get you through something, and then maybe your technique wasn't as great as you know what I mean? Like, did you ever fall back on being strong?
Yeah, that helps a lot.
Yeah.
I get myself in a position if I can grab somebody with one hand and choke them out, and then be able to get myself back under. I know our D-line guys love when I do that. So but yeah, it's definitely a plus. And then even at the next level, you see guys like James Harris. He might not have the greatest technique, but he will overpower somebody and be able to really take that. And we see great things with that.
Did you know Joey were you pretty close friends with Joey?
Not particularly, no.
Yeah. How tough do you think it is, though, for him sitting there and not in camp yet?
Oh, that's a weird question.
Yeah.
I
mean, you
it's
guys
all tough. I mean, he loves football. I mean, we all love football, so it's kind of tough. That was a weird question.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready for that one.
Well, the reason I'm asking is because, you guys all...
It's got to be tough. I talk to Nick about it all the time. I'm like, hey, how's Nick doing? Or how's Joey doing?
Yeah.
He's like, he's working his butt off right now. I'm sure him and his family and everybody around him are really excited to get him back on the field, so I know that's what he's looking forward to.
Billy, what have you seen from the ones on the D-line compared to last year?
I could just tell you with the guys that I came in with right now, I got to give a lot of props to Mike Hill and Tracy Sprinkle, Jalen Holmes, Sam Hubbard, and even the two guys, Draymond Jones, BB Landers, and some of those guys are really, really working their tails off right now. Coach Meyer talks about it all the time. Those guys make us better. And as you compete against somebody every day. I got a guy like Tracy Sprinkle. Last year was the Dolphins Washington, and Mike Hill and those kind of guys. Those really, really, really help because most of the time our guys are better than some of the competition we're going to play. So if I can stop our guys, then competition we see in the games are going to be a lot better.
When you talk to those guys, everybody on the defense basically says they think they're going to be a faster defense than a year ago and stuff. Mm-hmm. Do you see indications of that from your perspective?
I think so. I think being the leader of the defense, Raekwon right now, I think he's a lot more. How do I say this correctly? He has a clearer mind. He understands the playbook and understands the defense better. And him being able when you have a clear mind, you're able to run things, and you don't have as much question of doubt. So he's been able to run the defense and do an excellent job.
So they get lined up quicker and they go.
Make the reads better and they run.
Yeah.
Pat was talking about he sees the tradition of this offensive line keeping on par or even being better than the past 3 or 4 years. What's your opinion on that? I mean, the offensive line is a question this year, but just your opinion on that and how you guys are gelling.
Well, I think it's a continuous type of process. You can't just say one day have a really good day and say, hey, the culture's back. The culture is always everlasting and ever changing, as always as it is, and you see in the business world as well. So it's something that has to be worked on every single day. We can't take a playoff. You can't take a series off. Can't take a day off. You take a day off, and next thing you know, with our defensive guys, they're biased, and that's a bad day for us.
And with the defensive speed, is that helping the offensive line even
Absolutely.
more? Because even Coach Johnson was saying it's a different type of speed than when he got here 3 years ago. That these guys, and that makes you guys better as well.
Absolutely. The faster you go, the faster we have to react, and the faster we have to go. So I'm all about those guys getting better and getting faster.
Coach Stud, you've had your first 4 years were with Coach Warner, first 3 years with Coach Warner. What's Coach, and he's still here, of course, Coach Warner. But what's Coach Stud been like?
He brings a different. He brings a different type of culture to the room. Excellent. Our coaches here at Ohio State are just fantastic. So there's not much of a drop off at all, and Coach Stud's been killing it. So he, things are different, but they're not worse. Not at all worse. And Coach Warner, Coach Stud both have their specialties, and it's just great to have the kind of best of both worlds.
And having a guy like Jim Cordell around, who was starred here, played in the NFL. And he's a graticism. That's got to be a nice luxury to have him around.
Oh yeah, because it's kind of, almost all of our coaches have actually played college ball and done great things with themselves. But to have somebody who's played college here, he's from Ohio and actually played in the Super Bowl and now in the NFL, it's very applicable for some of the things he says. Because some things in the NFL you see, some defensive linemen do this or some people do this, and he's like, well, I tried this and this really worked. So Jimmy and I have definitely, our relationship has grown a lot better and things have been really good, and he's helped me a lot.
Pat obviously had to deal with a shoulder issue. How did he cope with all that? I mean, I'm sure that wore on him.
Yeah, it did. I know it's a mental thing, and I know Pat was ready for it. Pat had a great day today, and it's going to continue to happen, and we're ready to have him back full go.
What does it mean to have him playing that position?
That's my boy. We won a national championship together. We've done a lot of really, really cool things here, and I've been blessed and been fortunate to be playing next to him. It's not you don't take it for granted playing next to guys like that. I never took for granted playing next to guys like Taylor Becker. I mean, those guys, he's a first rounder. The guys who I played next to helped me grow. And without them, you guys standing in front of me wouldn't be here.
2 years ago, you were the young guy on a line, and now you got 3 young guys bringing in. Where is this line now? What's its potential, and how big a gap is there between potential and where it needs to be?
Well, somebody else asked. We could be just as good. We could be better. But it comes back down to ourselves as a unit and every single day. So you can't just say, hey, this guy was rated better and he was a 5-star and all these accolades. You could crumble that and throw in the trash when you get here. So it just comes down to we always continue to push each other, strive for excellence, and we have to go to work each and every day.
Billy, if Mike Jordan ends up winning that starting job, you're going to have some guys in your room who've been around and were passed by a true freshman. I'm just wondering how you've seen those guys handle that, and if you try to help them through that and make sure they're ready as the older guy.
We had an interesting conversation the other day within the offensive line room, and we talked about being ready when your moment's called. The certain situation, his moment was called. Team Up North came when Marcus Hall was ejected out of the game and whatnot. So you have to be ready, and that's kind of what we kind of preach right now. It takes one wrong hit and I'm down. Knock on wood, and God bless Grandpa keep me alive. But it just takes one hit. And are you going to be ready? And that's where in practice and the scrimmages that we have, we don't take it lightly. You can't take it lightly, and you can't take a play off. I said our D-line guys are biased. If I take a deep breath, they're gone. So that's where we have to just continue to strive. And it's a nasty game, and it's eat or beat, and that's you're the Wolves. All the Wolves on up there.
Billy, Pat's,
Now Code Green.
Code Green, Mountain Dew. Thank you.
Pat's been out.
One more question.
Pat's been out
Pretty much until today, basically. How have you and Jamarco had to step up as leaders and how has he still helped you even though he hasn't been lined up with you?
How has Pat helped
Yeah.
me? Okay, so today, actually, having Jamarco on that edge, I think it's more free speaking. And he, today we had a play, it was kind of a questionable defense. I didn't know exactly what to do. I go off of him. Like, hey, hey, do this. Okay, oh, hey, let's run it. Cool. So he's been able to really grow, and I think that's been, really, really helpful for him. I mean, playing left tackle at Ohio State University, you don't take it lightly, and he's been able to really grow with that and take steps. Having Pat behind me, if I'm playing center or whatever the case may be, he's observing the drill. Having his expertise and him being able to see things a little bit better and say, hey, center's going to do this, so we need to do this. And, having that extra, almost like the person behind you, hey, you should do this, it helps a lot.
Are you still playing the right side, or are you moving back?
I'm playing everything. I'm on 3 positions at once. Quote me, 3 positions at once.
What's the third? Both guards?
Both guards, center.
Does that count as 2 different positions?
Nope.
Oh, yeah.
Two different positions.